something wholesome long term. It's available. You can meet it within a weekend, a week, but you got to go to different places. You got to expand on your social network of people that can put you in situations to meet those type of women. There's a lot of events, concerts that a lot of you travelers don't attend to. So there's plenty of opportunities, but all you see is content of girls in the red light districts, and that's cool, but be very careful of dealing with those type of women because they will scam you. They will play you. You will become the Western Union poppy. And a lot of people are like, oh, won't you be? How do you know your girl's not like that? No, I vetted her. Okay. Comes from a good family. I can pull up anytime if I have any doubts, but I have trust. I tell people I am the prize. You know, some of these doomers laugh about that, which we're going to roast them tomorrow. Very sad, degenerate men. When you recognize that you have value, you are untouchable. No woman can break you. But it starts with the mindset. And a lot of these dudes don't have that, but your boy does. Now I'm going to preach that. I want you guys to have that mindset because going overseas, you can generally get what you want. Now, some dudes got to go to other places to really find that one that they want as companionship. Others can just go right across the street, aka Mexico, and find the one with companionship. So there's levels to this, but without further ado, I'm about to bring on my guest. What up, Playboy? What is good, man? Let me get this background layer fixed. Go ahead and give yourself man, I hear echo. I think you have the YouTube in the background. Just turn that down.
Oh God. Okay. Let's see here.
Because I hear an echo. Just turn down the YouTube. If you're watching it on YouTube, just turn it down.
All right, let me try some.
16 people, get the likes up. Yeah, I can hear it. I can definitely hear it.
Okay, can you still hear it? No?
Testing. I still hear that echo. Maybe let me check if it's on my end. No. Yeah, I still hear that echo.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay, I didn't have echo cancellation. Can you hear it now?
Testing. Okay, we're good.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead, man. The floor is yours. Give yourself an intro. Tell us about yourself. Tell us about your channel.
QB, man. Yeah. So I've been traveling now for about 2 years. Grew up in South Florida. I moved over to LA after college for about a decade. It was a long time to be an actor. So in the entertainment industry, I've done different things, been on a few different shows.
Mm-hmm.
Have different Netflix appearances right now. We could talk about. Yeah, man, and you know how the passport movement kind of blew up after the pandemic. Yeah, I was kind of on that, you know. I was actually cool with other people that were took off during that time. Um, and I went to Colombia, let's say 2 years ago, and I've been going to Latin America, to the DR as well. And
Mm-hmm.
relevant to the topic, I've been seeing what's going on with fellas doing all of these things that are getting them in trouble.
Right.
Yeah, on my page, I share different tips about dating and how to stay safe and make smarter choices when you're overseas, specifically for guys, you know, because
Mm-hmm.
they can get carried away by the beauty
Right.
by making choices that are not in their best interest. Yeah. So
Okay.
here to just have a conversation and you know.
No,
Oh,
no, I appreciate it. Uh, One of your videos, which got a decent amount of views, I believe the title was "How Not to Get Finessed in Colombia."
yeah,
And can you briefly share that story with the audience?
yeah. So, man, now you were just talking about how to vet girls, right? Briefly,
Mm-hmm.
and how guys will talk about, okay, well, how do you know your chick is not a pro or pay for play or whatever, or
Right.
sugar? Um, so this girl I was talking to just briefly, she was the cousin of a Colombian guy that I met. Cool young guy who was one of the tourists when I first started going 2 years ago. So he hooked me up with her about a year ago.
And what city is this, if you don't mind sharing?
Cartagena.
Cartagena. Okay.
It's, the infamous Cartagena.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So with her, when I first met her, it was cool. We went on a date. Nothing really happened after that because she had never talked to a foreigner before. She didn't know any English. My Spanish wasn't that great. I didn't come back to Colombia for like 3 months. So she started
Mm-hmm.
another guy because she thought I wasn't coming back. So when I came back, she was with the other guy. So I kind of just left it alone. 3 months after that, which is this February, this year,
Mm-hmm.
she was single. So then we went out on another date. And then it kind of started because I went to Colombia every 5 to 6 weeks this year.
Mm-hmm.
I went 5 times this year. Yeah. Um, and we were just talking, right? So I went back 3 times, and all 3 times I hung out with her. Uh, and she started to ask me for things,
Mm.
buy shopping, an iPhone. Uh, she just started to come off like one of these girls that's very materialistic.
Mm.
And the thing that got me was I found out that she was talking bad about me to her family.
Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
saying that I was cheap and I didn't know how to treat a woman, and it was crazy, because I had taken her out on places she's never been. Only thing
Mm-hmm.
I could do was just give her money, like straight up, just give her money or take her shopping. Um, because I figured, okay, I either have to be there for a long period of time or I have to move there to feel
Mm-hmm.
comfortable, really solidifying the relationship. Um,
Right.
the interesting thing is, my homeboy who lives there, his girlfriend goes to the salon that her sister works at.
Mm.
So she overheard
Mm-hmm.
her sister talking about me to another girl. So the word got back to me, and I went back to Colombia again in October.
Mm-hmm.
Tell her I was coming. Of course, she started to watch my stories, and she kind of flipped out, like saying, "Oh, you're here, and you didn't tell me you were coming, and all that." So then I said, "I heard you've been talking about." It was all downhill from there. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
she just, and in my video, you'll see the text messages she sent me. Of course, playing the victim as if I was the bad guy. Um, so it can happen, you know. Granted, I didn't spend a bunch of money on this girl.
Mm-hmm.
I really didn't.
You just pay for dates, correct?
Right. And even then, it was maybe two nice restaurants, but other than that, it was the little local Colombian spots.
Right.
Uh, yeah,
Okay.
it was just a little discouraging.
So were you two officially together, or it was more of dating, still getting to know her, and it wasn't official?
No, it wasn't official. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, it wasn't official because, like I said, I didn't know when I was going to be there for longer than 2 weeks. So
Uh huh.
it was kind of in that space of I didn't want to be the guy sending her money, the Western Union guy.
Right.
These guys lining up to send the money orders, or the wire transfers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I still wanted to see what could happen, you know, to
Got
see.
it. Does she work, and what is her line of work?
So she only works in the summer.
Mm,
She's a student, so she's a full-time student engineer. It's a funny comment, but she's a full-time student engineer, and then she worked teaching dance because she's a professional dancer, like a hip hop dancer. So she teaches
oh,
dance classes to kids. You know,
okay.
uh, yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I've been parents. You know, she cooks for me at her mom's house.
The biggest question: how did you meet her, and where did you meet her?
Well, this is the tricky part.
Okay.
I felt like I met her through her cousin, which is my good friend who's Colombian. He's from Cartagena. And he just basically, I sent her a message on Instagram.
Okay.
She contacted him asking who I was because she saw we were mutual friends.
Mm.
And then he was telling her that I'm a good dude and all of this, which is kind of, I mean, I felt like she had no foresight because everyone around her was telling her the whole time that I was a quality guy. But she was
Right.
patient. She wanted the bag like right away, you know.
Mm. And what were some of the things that she was asking for?
So, for example, we went on a date.
Mm-hmm.
I had these Prada shades, and maybe that was on me. Uh, Probably shouldn't be having these designer things around these girls, right?
Right. What's the Colombian saying? No, I forgot the saying.
Papaya,
No paya. There we go.
papaya,
Correct.
or papaya, yeah.
Hmm.
But I really thought that my relationship with her cousin and really his little brother, I know both of them. I
Hmm.
thought that would kind of shield me and give me a foundation
Yeah.
of not just being another gringo to take advantage of, right?
Correct. Now the next question: how did you meet the cousin? Like, how did you become friends?
Oh, so I met him. You been to Cartagena before?
No, I've been to Barranquilla, and I've been to Santa Marta, and I've been to Medellin, but not Cartagena.
Ah, okay. Basically 2 years ago when I went with one of my homeboys from here
Mm-hmm.
from LA, they had this club called Delirium. I don't know if you heard.
Oh, yeah, I heard about delirium. Uh huh.
Yeah, yeah. It used to be even more popular before the mayor had shut all the stuff down for a while. 2 years
Mm-hmm.
ago. And the thing is, you meet American guys in there. So I met a guy who was really cool in there, um,
Okay.
and I don't know how. I think my homeboy was talking to him about the Afro Festival. So he was trying
Mm-hmm.
to sell us tickets to the Afro Festival, but he was selling them for cheap. And we ended up going with him and some other girls. So it was through another American guy, and this Colombian dude was with him.
Mm-hmm.
So we all just kind of became friends after that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense. And so you've been to Colombia, to Cartagena several times before you met her, or this
No,
was the first time you went to Cartagena? That's when you met her.
well, no. The first time is when I talked to her through Instagram and got her number.
Okay.
And that's when I was hanging out with her cousin. Now, I didn't actually meet her until the next time I came, which was,
Uh,
uh, when was that? It was much later, like 6 months later.
okay. Now, did you have a rotation of girls that you were talking to on the side, in the States and over there in Cartagena? or you were just kind of focused on her to see how things can eventually go in the future?
No, I mean I was talking to other girls. I
Oh,
was
okay.
so that wasn't um no, it was nothing serious at the time. Because I didn't come back for 6 months. Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
since you experienced that, moving forward, are you still looking to date other Colombian women, or you're considering another place or stateside? What's the status on that?
Well, not stateside. No, I'm kind of good on that for now, man. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, I've been here for a long time, bro. I lived in LA for over 10 years, then grew up in South Florida, close to Miami. So yeah, man, it's. I think I'm done. I think I'm done out here, man. I've
Okay.
had enough of.
Really quick, not to jump off the subject, but what was your experience of dating women in LA?
Oh man, LA was another monster.
Yes, it is a monster.
And remember, I was in the industry. I mean, I still kind of am, but I was really there.
Right.
Yeah, it was how you would imagine. So the prettiest girls are for the celebrities, man,
Uh
because they're
huh.
right there, right? I mean, I
Mm-hmm.
would see people like Chris Brown at the 7-Eleven because everybody is kind of just close. So you'll
Right.
see people
And
just
and 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 let's give people an actual area. So were you like in Hollywood, West LA, Beverly Hills,
I
downtown, the Valley?
yeah, I lived in Hollywood for
Okay.
half the time, and then I lived in North Hollywood, which is
Okay. I
minutes
know
away.
those areas very well. Continue.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you been to LA?
I'm from LA, man. So I
Oh man, you
yeah,
know what it is,
yeah,
man.
right. I
Yo,
know what it is, but just explain your experience because
LA,
for
LA.
me, this is how LA really is. You have the Hollywood bougie girls,
Oh
and
yeah,
they're just basically looking for a meal ticket.
yeah.
So there was a famous club called Playhouse.
Yep, I used to live across
Damn.
the street from it, bro. 2 blocks off
Okay.
Wilcox. Right
Okay.
there. That's where
Right.
my apartment was. Yeah.
So that was like the club where
Oh
if
my.
you get in there, the ratio is like 50 girls to one dude. And so
Bro.
I remember my boy, he had like connects, like real connects. He's in the table section with Derek Fisher
Yep.
one night. The next night, it's damn, I forgot Derek Williams, who's another former basketball player. The following night, he's in the table section with Jamie Foxx, and he's like, "Yo, pull up, pull up, pull up. I got you," you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And
No.
it's like, all right, man, going to Hollywood is cool. It's about a good hour for me, so I can't get too lit because I want to drive back home. And this is kind of when like Uber and the ride shares are just starting.
Starting. Yeah.
So I had some fun, crazy nights in Hollywood, but I was mainly downtown Fullerton, Huntington Beach, Pasadena, dude, because that was more of the local vibes compared to always going to Hollywood. But Hollywood is still lit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So so
Yeah.
continue with your LA story. My bad for pulling
Nah,
that
man.
out there, but yeah, definitely, Super Club. You right about that, JM, but
Yeah,
continue.
Supper Club. Man, you bringing back memories, bro.
Uh-huh.
Because like I said, I was right there, bro. It just never. The city never slept, bro. I had
Mm-hmm.
homeless people screaming outside my apartment all night long. I
Mm-hmm.
was across from a liquor store, so it was just crazy, bro. Supper Club, like you said, Playhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and there was a few of them. I don't remember all of them, but
Right. Crest was one. The Highlands. Man,
Oh, the
I had
Highlands,
s-
yeah, on
I
the top
had some
floor. Yeah,
wild nights at the Highlands, man. Oh my gosh, I was sad when they closed that club down.
the Highlands, bro. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
right on the top of Hollywood and Highland.
And then you also had the Saddleback. Do you remember that one?
Which one? There was the West Hollywood, and then
Universal. You get an audio. So this is when I was broke. Like my boy, educated Tyrone. Shout out to him, bro. Like I wasn't working for like a year, because I just graduated college, trying to get on my feet, and then I had like basketball coaching job. So at that time, I think I was making like $12 an hour, but I was in my mid 20s still. And so
yeah.
I'm like, yo, all I need is just two adioses. And at that time, that was like $15. There was no cover, and it was cool. It was popping over there.
Yeah.
But man, as soon as a place gets known, you got all the pookies running over there
Oh my
causing
God.
havoc.
You reminded me about the fights. Yeah, there used to be fights out there, bro. By Universal. I
Mm-hmm.
worked at the
Mm-hmm.
Sheraton Universal, the Sheraton Hotel right there. That's where I
Right.
was doing valet for years, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, you know how LA is. I think Miami now has shifted to be the spot now.
Mm-hmm.
But I see LA, Miami now is what LA used to be as far as parties and just
Okay.
uh, the nightlife, the life, the celebrities, VIP, um,
Mm-hmm.
the baddies.
Right.
Uh, but now, we have, of course, since the social media, dating apps, Instagram has blown up, right?
Right.
So
And so did you date any girls in LA? Like white girls, Latinas, sisters?
yeah, yeah. So my cheat code was the young broke actresses.
I love it. I love
So
it, brother. Go ahead.
you gotta get in where you fit in, right? But the
So
thing is,
tell us about that.
it's not like I had a lot of money, but I would book maybe one or two TV spots a year.
Mm-hmm.
But it looked crazy, right? To a girl that's in college at an art school for acting. She wants to be where I'm at, right?
Mm-hmm.
So where I stayed over there was a school called AMDA, American Musical and Dramatic Academy,
Okay.
and it was a lot of pretty girls there. I would go to the laundromat, talk to them, get their phone numbers, uh, you know, invite them over, hang out, and show them my little clips on CSI or Criminal Minds.
Right.
They'd be so impressed. Oh my gosh, wow, you're doing it. And I would try to hook them up. I try to get them an agent or manage like meetings or whatnot, or just
Mm-hmm.
give them general advice. Uh, but no, LA, as far as it was a lot of Latinas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, a lot of Latinas. Some black girls, white girls, but I say mostly Latinas. Yeah.
So, and then briefly touch on your dating experience in South Florida, because I went to college there for a year and a half, and then thank God I transferred out. I went to a ghetto ass school,
Which one?
Florida Memorial
Dude,
University.
I knew that's what you were gonna say. I knew it. That's what came to my mind because I used to go to parties over there too.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, what a memorial, bro! And that's isn't that an
That's an all
HBCU?
black college,
Yeah,
HBU.
H-
So long
HBCU.
story, yeah, long story short, I was gonna go to this Division 2 school in New Mexico, and my mom was like, "No, you ain't going over there. I don't want you going over there." And so the coach got like the assistant job over there. And I'm like, "Man, Miami, okay, let's do it." But I did not like it, bro. I'm like, "Yo, I'm redshirting." Bro, I
Dude,
was out of there like a year later. I'm like, nah, I can't do it.
bro, I just remember my car getting broken into after a party over there, man. And I saw the guys doing it down the street, so I hit my alarm and I see them running away. I'm running towards my car. The window's broken. Oh, I had
Mm,
the pull out a flat screen from the in dash back then.
right.
I had rims on my car too. Man, yeah, that place was ghetto, bro.
Yeah, Dade County, man, Trick Daddy Dollars, getting to class, walking over dice games, and they knew I wasn't from there because I had like the visor on, and I'm
Oh
wearing
man.
flip
Oh no,
flops. So they're like, "Yo,
no.
this ain't a Florida dude. This ain't a New York dude. Like California, like what?"
Yeah, bro. No way. Were you into fraternities at all or no?
No, but one of those parties was wild, like some crazy stuff. I mean, I would hang out like at Barry University. My
Oh,
roommate
Barry.
was my roommate would be like, "Yo, let's get on some Spanish girls." So we would hit Barry, we would hit FIU, UM, go to Cocoa Walk, West Palm Beach with the white girls. So it was lit. You know, I definitely had some fun nights in West Palm, but I'm like, all right, man, let me get out of here. And when I went to Texas, it was a game changer out there in Laredo, man. But that town is totally different from L.A. and Miami in regards to the overall city, the vibe. It's like, man, from big metropolitan town to like a mid-sized town, but they don't see black dudes out there, so it was
Oh,
it, it was impossible to be black and not dipping anything out there. Like I mean, just girls just fighting over you. So it was a different
what?
experience. Yeah, down
They're like
there.
What was it? It was Latin, right? Or Mexican, maybe? Or
Yeah, Laredo's on the border between Mexico and Texas. So the only black guys that were there were the basketball team and then the arena football team. That was it.
oh, okay. So
Hmm.
you guys were like basically stars in a way,
Right.
or had status out there. Okay.
E- exactly. So, what led you to get your passport and go overseas? One,
Man,
and then two, when you were in LA, you never went down to Tijuana ever?
actually, I did. I
Okay,
did.
tell us about that Tijuana story.
I did once. Yeah. So Tijuana. No, it was kind of a spur of the moment thing. One of my homeboys just asked me because I wasn't working at the time. He asked me. He just said, "Hey, bro, my homegirl and her girlfriend are going to Tijuana this weekend, and it was in 2 days. Do you want to go? They got
Hmm.
a hotel room already, and you don't got to pay for anything." He just didn't want to go by himself.
Right.
He wanted me to go too and get chopped up. So, telling him it. No, but I said cool. So we went out there. I don't know, it was a 3 or 4 hour drive or something from
Hmm.
LA. Uh, nah, bro. When we came in there, I saw these guys with I guess they were police or military with
Hmm.
machine guns.
National Guard. Hmm.
Okay, National Guard. I was a little nervous, but it was cool. That was really my first, I would say, experience into a Latin area where
Right.
everybody was so friendly. I remember going
Right.
to clubs. We went to a club, and the girls there were extremely, of course, the bottles were cheap, right? So we had a VIP
Hmm.
section. Everybody was so friendly, bro.
Was it in Tijuana or was it in Rosarito?
No, it was Tijuana. Tijuana.
Okay.
Sure.
So the experience was good. The bottles were cheap. The girls were pretty. And then what else happened?
Uh, Tacos. So I went.
Of course.
I'll tell you, I remember this clearly. The street tacos were the best tacos I ever had. This was like 10 years ago, but I remember that it was the best Mexican food I ever had, and it was
Hmm.
like a quarter a taco. It was so cheap at that time. Um, Now overall, yeah, I did meet her. I remember, yeah, I met a chick at a
Okay.
club, and we hung out after. You know what I'm saying? Did our thing, and it was cool. She
Nice.
hung out with me.
Okay, so hold on. You know, because supposedly Mexican women are not attractive. What would you rate her 1 through 10, and give us the talent in Mexico from your opinion?
Mm, man, this is a while ago, but I would say I remember she was like a 7.
Okay.
So she was cute. Now, in my experience in South LA, it's more about the Mexican girls in LA or in America. I've
Right.
noticed, right? I don't know if it's just the way they're eating. My Mexican homie, who was my neighbor, he showed me his pantry one day. He said, "Yeah, bro, a lot of us are big because we just eat." He was like, he
So,
showed me everything. It was all sugar. I said, "Dang, bro, this is a lot
yeah.
of bread." This is
Yeah.
yeah,
So from what you noticed in that one night, the women in Tijuana were a lot more fit compared to LA.
right. They were more attractive for sure, um, and more friendly.
Okay.
I don't know if it was just because I was an American, but either way, they were more friendly for sure.
Nice. Okay. So we got that out the way. And what led you to get your passport and want to date overseas?
Man, that's a sequence of events over years.
Okay.
Yeah,
Run us through it. Give us a quick summary.
yeah. Just really, dealing with the pushback from women in the U.S. Really, just to stand, and it's normal to us until we get out of it. Realize,
Hmm.
wow, there's a lot of attitudes here. There's a lot of entitlement. Um, Always trying to like, I'm not a tall dude. I'm not, I'm under 6 feet. So I
Hmm.
had chicks tell me all the time, oh, you're handsome, but you're kind of short or whatever, and whatever, right? But
Hmm.
eventually, I got used to that, and then we snap out of it. For example, during the pandemic, we had all these YouTubers. Specifically, I watched Kevin Samuels, right,
Hmm.
which I think enlightened me to a lot of things, and realizing the mindset of so many women that are out here, right? And then it's funny. I saw a lot of your TikTok videos, bro. Your videos used to go viral. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. 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 Right on. Right on.
yeah, bro. That's you just yeah. I got a lot of your videos saved even from 2 years ago. You,
Nice.
you used to break them down on them TikTok videos. Hilarious, bro. But
Right.
cool. Um, so for me, it was just years of just dealing with unnecessary entitlement, and then the pandemic exposing everything. Like, oh wow, I feel like a lot of us are undervaluing ourselves, and a lot of them are overvaluing themselves. And then seeing how they reacted when Kevin Samuels passed,
Hmm.
and my homeboy in Medellin, the first time I went to Colombia was summer of 2022. He told me
Okay.
that, yeah, I grew up with him. He got deported. That's a whole nother story.
Right. Right. We won't go into that, but go ahead.
Yeah. Uh, his dad worked for Escobar, but yeah, that's
Oh, wow. Oh,
it's a whole
oh,
nother,
man.
bro. I didn't even know that when we were growing up, right?
Hmm.
Find out SWAT team came to his house and took his dad to prison,
Damn.
um,
Hmm.
and deported his whole family. That's why he disappeared. I didn't know where he went. But anyways, he always kept following me, my social media, and he told me, "Hey man, come check out Medellin." So I did,
Hmm.
and this was around the time uh, after the pandemic, and I felt the difference, bro, and that just changed my mind, man. My
So
experience in
I
Medellin,
gotta get specific. What did you feel the difference? Because when I went to Medellin, I also felt the difference.
man.
And really quick, not to interject your story, I felt the femininity.
Right,
I felt the abundance of just gorgeous women of many different shades. You know, I feel the same thing in Mexico, but it's one shade, one vanilla shade, several different vanilla flavors. In Colombia, you got vanilla, you got cocoa, you got chocolate, and several different flavors of each. So what I'm translating is you have many different races with different type of body parts. That's extremely exotic. And even
Exactly.
just going there, your mind shifts.
Shifts,
Now,
right.
now,
Mhm.
granted, I was a hardcore monger at that point. You know, yeah. Now I'm out the game. You know, I'm
Yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
serious with my girl.
Right.
So I'm happy I went through that transition to get where I'm at today.
Mhm.
Now, what was your difference that you felt in Medellin?
Man. Yeah, I felt all the same things, even from because I think I had watched some YouTube videos
Mm-hmm.
before I went, and it sounded a little too good to be true, right? So I
Okay.
figured, okay, I didn't even know what to expect.
Uh huh.
But as soon as the plane landed in Medellin, this girl from the front of the plane was walking to the bathroom. Well, not maybe like 20 minutes before the plane landed, and she said she liked my hat. I had an LA hat, but it had rose in it, and she
Uh
said,
huh.
"Oh yeah, I like your hat." Her English wasn't that great, but she said it. Then when she came back out the bathroom, she said, asked me for my number, or she said
Mm.
numbers. Um, we should hang out or whatnot. And she was cute. She was like a six. But from that point, that's when it started. So I thought, okay, wow,
Afro Latina or Morena, or was she Paisa?
probably she. It's a good question. I think because she wasn't really white. She was like
Brown, light
brown,
brown.
yeah, like light brown, like a what do you call
Okay.
it, morena, like a
Morena, yeah, that's
yeah.
that's what you would call them, light brown. Mm-hmm.
But she wasn't black either. She was kind of um like an olive skin.
Yeah, light brown. Okay.
Yeah,
So, did you get more approached in Colombia compared to LA and Miami by women?
of course. Yeah.
Okay.
And when I was in Medellin, man, everywhere we went, I felt like girls were just staring, and it was strange.
Mm-hmm.
It was strange. I knew a little bit of Spanish, and every girl
Mm-hmm.
I walked up to was very friendly. It was just, it felt easy. It felt like just welcoming overall. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And how long were you in Medellin?
That's how I was only there for 5 days.
Nice.
Yeah, and it had an impact. Well, it was so impactful. As soon as I came home, I started learning Spanish. I bought like
Uh,
a Spanish.
Very good, because over there, most of the people speak Spanish, very little English
True.
um, among the people there. Now, the biggest question, safety. Uh, Damn it. Hold on. I got to plug back in my camera.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Man, that's right. Check out Colombia if you guys haven't gone. Just make sure that y'all stay safe out there because they do drug people still, especially now. I don't know if it's just Tinder, but apparently a lot of guys have been getting scopolamine, so you got to just watch your back, make sure that your apartment or hotel has security, and I say even get a camera. Get a camera, make sure your stuff is in a safe. And
Okay, I'm back. I just gotta
you
work on this damn camera. But tell us about safety really quick while I'm working on this really quick.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know you know about guys out there running into issues.
Right.
Um, I think for the most part it's avoidable though. Just following basic practices.
There we go. Sorry about that. All right. Continue.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just following basic practices. Just having security in your making sure your Airbnb or hotel has security, making sure they take the IDs.
Right. Now,
And
really touch on that because I have some haters that you don't need to worry about, and they're saying that, oh man, if you get a girl's ID, like you're simping, and why would she give you your ID? And it's like, yo, it's safety. Like, if you're on a date with any chick and she doesn't give you the ID, then that is a huge red flag. Now, granted, it could be a fake ID, but that's why you have security as well as another safety measure. So, do you ask for ID before you hang out or when you bring it back to your place? What's your thoughts on that?
uh, well, I would say definitely if you're gonna bring them back to your place, yeah, you want to get ID there
Mm-hmm.
because it's an extra barrier of protection. And even give the security or the door person, you can give them a little tip. They'll look out for you,
Okay.
and which is not much for us. 20 mil pesos might be $5. They'll be grateful.
Right.
Uh, but to be honest with you, I don't really. For me, for the most part, I've really only talked to regular chicks, which
Good.
put in the work. I don't really deal with anything outside of that.
Okay.
Um, which is, I'm not gonna lie, it's harder because I got to put in more work and time.
Uh huh.
It's a little bit more genuine. And I'm trying to get to where you're at right now. I don't know if your girl is from Colombia or where she's from.
She's from Guadalajara, Mexico.
Oh,
Besides Tijuana, have you actually been to Mexico?
no, I want to go back, man. Um,
Yes, you do. You do. 30 people in the building. Get the likes up, please. Make sure you sub to my guest's channel. Hit the Cash App if you guys
oh,
want to support the channel. But Guadalajara, I mean, you're out there in South Florida right now, correct?
right, right.
So
Hmm.
I believe Miami, Fort Lauderdale has direct flights to Mexico City. That is a good start.
Oh, I
But
didn't even know that, bro. Direct.
yeah.
What?
Yeah, Orlando. You can go to Orlando to Cancun, real reasonable. There's another YouTube homie that I have that lives in Orlando. I'm like, bro, Mexico is like less than 3 hours from you, or not even three, like 2 hours, I think, from Orlando to Cancun. I'm like, dude, that's nothing. But
I don't
really
even.
quick, in Guadalajara has the most beautiful women, I think, in Mexico. I'm not just saying that because my girl's from there, but I think the problem that I'm seeing Mexico compared to Colombia, most of the passport pros are getting with like the barrio lower class type of women.
Mm,
In Mexico, there is a upper middle class. So I go to, those type of nightclubs, and usually they speak English, they have a visa, the girls are cool, they're very, attractive, and they like brothers. But you just, I'm the only YouTuber that really vlogs about Mexico, so you don't really see the talent that's out there. But it's
not at
plenty of
all, bro.
it, right? It's plenty of talent, and the way that they're raised and their culture is a lot different from Colombia.
What do you mean?
So,
Like,
for example, in my opinion, I think the women are more loyal to men, where as you kind of experience in Colombia, it's more materialistic, trying to take advantage of you because you're a foreigner. Now, I'm not
yeah,
saying that that does not happen in Mexico with Mexican women, but usually those women are either a working girl or a girl that's really poor that's going to hit you up for money. But if she's raised well by the family, it's like, hey, when you coming back so we can hang out? I would like to take you to my uncle's ranch and drink tequila. And that just opens like so many doors for you in terms of your experience. But a lot of guys, at least from the content that I'm seeing, they're not even getting to that element of really integrating and assimilating with the people there in Colombia for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Mm,
it's the big booty girls and the red light districts and going to
yeah.
this club, that club, and that's cool. I'm not knocking it,
You've
but
been there. Yeah, I've been there. But,
it's like, okay, where's the content for the regular girls? And then when I
right,
do see that, the quality jumps to the floor.
right.
I'm like, man, you're in the home of the baddies, Medellin, and this is what you're hanging out with, a hippo, you know?
Dude, you're gonna get censored again. Nah. Um,
So, and some of these passport bros get mad at me, but it's like I can only go by what I see.
what you
Now,
see,
off
right,
camera, I know of other dudes that are not YouTubers, and yes, they're getting with decent looking women in Colombia, but they speak Spanish, they know how to dress, they're in decent shape, pause. So all that makes sense, and that's what I preach. Like, hey, no matter what country you go to, you want to look presentable. You want to attract women based off of your appearance.
right, exactly.
And
Hmm.
you felt that there in Colombia. But in Mexico, I'm telling you, it's a whole nother level in my opinion.
I gotta check that out, man. Mexico City, right? Is that
Yeah, Mexico City, if you're in Florida, that's real easy to get to. And then you have Guadalajara, and then another place is Monterrey. And you're going to be like, wow, I did not know how wealthy and well class these people are. It's not the stigma where I call it JBB, so just be black. That doesn't work in Mexico. You got to be more culture, right? Um, but when they see a smooth brother out there, they're like, oh my gosh, like, I don't really see you guys out there because in Colombia there is a black population. In Mexico there isn't. So if they like you, they're going to be very inviting. There's many of times where the girl will be like, "Hey, my friend wants to dance with you, or can you come join us at our table?" That's happened several times.
wow? So okay, so there's not really. Um, you know what's interesting? Check in Effect. You know who that YouTuber is?
Yeah. Uh huh. Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. He's from down here too.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, I was trying to get an interview with him as well. I talk to him sometimes, but
Okay.
he did a YouTube video in Mexico about where the
Hmm.
black Mexicans are. I don't know if you saw that one.
Yes, I did.
Um,
I
I
did.
never saw anything like that. I didn't even know he showed the entire, black population in Mexico.
Hmm.
But you're saying in Guadalajara, dang, so you're right. I don't really hear a lot of YouTubers talk about Mexico like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Guadalajara, Monterrey, Mexico City, and then they have other like places too, like Chihuahua, Sinaloa, which is hot right now. I don't really recommend anyone going over there. Querétaro, I'm pronouncing that wrong. Cuernavaca, Veracruz.
Okay.
Veracruz is another one. I got a cool video. I'm gonna show this in the chat. I forgot about this live, but I broke down this live with one of my subs, and we went to Veracruz, man, and he had a blast, bro. And to go over there, the beach, you can stay at the beach. right on the water for like less than 35 at night, and you got a nice view.
Alright. Now, how is the safety compared to Colombia?
It's a
Yeah.
lot safer than Colombia.
Well,
A
really?
lot. Yes. I know people talk about like, oh, the cartel, they're gonna get you, and
Yeah,
n-
yeah.
that's the fear mongering that a lot of people hear about, and they don't want to go to Mexico because of that. But safety is not an issue as long as you're staying in decent areas. Which obviously, when we travel, we don't go to the hood, and you're not making yourself a target. When I mean making yourself a target is basically talking to shady people. You're good. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll have to check it out. Man, that's interesting, man. How you have, does your girl live in America or she's in
She's
Mexico right
in
now?
she's in Guadalajara. Yeah, she's in Mexico.
How long you been dating or been
So,
with her?
yeah, so I've been dating her almost close to 4 years. I see her about twice a month, and hopefully next year we'll probably be living together, most likely.
And you're gonna get a place out there?
In
Or you're
Mexico. Yeah, either between Mexicali or Tijuana.
nice, man. Yeah, you gotta give me some give me some tips on how you did that. I'm trying to find something like that next year, you know. So
Hmm.
I've been been out there long enough. I've been
Right.
around.
I'm trying to find this damn video really quick. But my thing is two things you got to do. Either one, you got to live there full time,
Mhm.
or be able to go to a place frequently. Okay. And so since I'm in California, I can go to Mexico any day of the week. I'm only an hour and 30 minutes from the border right now.
What?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, you're right there. Wow, you can just drive.
Right. Drive, take a bus,
Oh, that's
not a
it.
problem. Hmm.
Oh, so I mean, I'm close to Colombia, but it's still a plane ride. It's still
It's still a plane ride.
a
Right.
ride. Or if I DR, I don't know. You been to DR?
No, tell us about DR a little bit.
Okay. Um, Now I gotta go back to spend some more time. I went this year in February.
Hmm.
Well, actually, no, last year in February. I wasn't there that long though. I was there for like maybe 5 days. In
Uh-huh.
the Sasua, and you heard about Sasua
Yes. Uh-huh.
with the reputation. Honestly, it wasn't really my thing, man. It was a little too. Uh, I don't know. It was kind of. I just really wasn't into it. A lot of the girls there are very aggressive and very just thirsty, which was a big turnoff for me. Like,
Hmm.
because they're just obviously they're trying to make money, right? But
Hmm.
they're very aggressive in the way that they approach guys. Um, and it's small, so it didn't really give me a good sense of the DR. I didn't get to go to Santo Domingo yet. Um, Santiago, other places. I didn't go to the beach, so I didn't really get to experience it. Um,
Hmm.
it was more of just a few clubs. I really didn't mess with any of those chicks because I didn't find any of them appealing like that. Uh,
Okay.
but I've heard Santo Domingo is much more like normal, has better options if you're looking for quality. Um, but overall, Santo Domingo is the weekend vibe for guys who are just trying to have a good time and be in and out. I mean,
Right.
Sasua, yeah. But if you're,
Okay.
from what I've heard, if you're trying to experience the DR, you got to do like Santo Domingo, Santiago, uh, Punta Cana, other places.
R- right. Really quick, we got a comment about the long distance, and I'm happy people asked about that. My
Oh yeah,
thing is long distance for short term. Long time, eventually you have to close that gap.
Right.
Okay.
I agree.
So,
Yep.
you know, yes, you can do it for the short term, okay? But I'm not one of these passport bros that will advocate and say, hey, have a wife in another country and you live in another country and just see her when you see her. Like, no. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's either you move her back here, which I don't recommend doing that. Okay. But hey, to each his own.
Not permanently.
Or, right. Or you got to move there. And so, again, I'm very fortunate to where I can move my girl to two places, Mexicali or Tijuana. Okay. And I can see her every night, from both places while working in California. So I believe that's just the real
Yeah.
solution that we're still struggling to find. Is like, how do we make United States money and then live in a foreign country? And a lot of the remote jobs is like really hard. So if you don't mind me asking, are you still acting over there in Florida, or you're in a whole other career?
Yeah. So there was a big strike in Hollywood last year, which kind of shut
Mm-hmm.
the down. That's why I left at the end of last year to
Okay.
come back home for a while. Now, yeah, I still have my agent, so I'll send in auditions every now and again.
Okay.
That's not what I'm doing for money. I've actually just got into IT.
Okay.
Yeah. I had to go through training for that. So now I'm in the IT space. I'm doing that. And yeah.
Okay. So what IT, and once you complete the classes and move further, you'll be able to work remote. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, I'm already remote.
Oh, okay.
I'm already remote, but this job I just got maybe a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So I'm just here like learning the job first. I'm still in training right now. The training at this job is a month,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna start traveling. I'm planning to go to Brazil in February for Carnival,
Nice.
and then I'll just probably stay in South America and hit Peru, Argentina,
Yeah.
Chile. Just do like a little South American tour.
Oh,
Uh,
okay. Another place in South America I recommend, a lot of brothers don't talk about, is Ecuador. That's another one.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
nobody talks about Ecuador at all.
Yeah. Yeah. I got a video on Ecuador as well, a couple, but are you a seafood fan, or do you
Yeah,
like sea? Okay.
yeah, yeah.
The food in Ecuador is a hell of a lot better than Colombian food.
What?
And yes,
Hmm.
night and day. And in Guayaquil, there are a lot of pretty women. There's a lot of Venezuelan girls in Guayaquil as well. And I made some really good connections from the times I visit over there. And honestly, it's a hidden gem in my opinion. Very affordable as well. So
Right. What city? So, which city do you recommend to go?
I would recommend Guayaquil. I've been to Quinto. Quinto is cool. That's the capital. But Guayaquil, you're gonna feel like you're in Florida. It kind of reminds me
Guayaquil.
of, I'm trying to think, maybe like a Fort Myers type of vibe. Not so much Miami, even though it's similar, it's very similar. But Guayaquil, it's extremely affordable, and
Okay.
the nightlife is good, and you're about 2 hours away from the beach, so it's definitely a vibe for sure. If I had to take Mexico out, Mexico's number one, for sure. You hit up Guadalajara, Monterrey, Mexico City, Veracruz, but if somebody said QB, what about something outside of Mexico? For sure, it would be Ecuador, Guayaquil, Ecuador. Baja Tours is right. Colombian food ain't that great. It ain't.
I know a lot of people say that, man. But then again, I hear the restaurants in Medellin are really good. They say there's a lot of good places,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I think traditionally, what you're talking about, true, is Colombian food is doesn't have a great reputation. Um, man, yeah, there's some good spots, man. To just going to different places other than the usual, right? Colombia, Brazil, DR,
Hmm.
Thailand,
Hmm.
uh, the usual, Philippines.
Right. So you're gonna be in Brazil for how long? You said in February.
Yeah, I plan to go there for probably 2 weeks because I want to hit up Rio and Sao Paulo,
Hmm.
and then I just because this job is remote, so I can be anywhere. I just want to
Nice.
all the countries, bro. Just yeah,
Okay. Oh, okay. And then what do we got going for your channel in the future?
that's what I'm gonna do. The vlogging thing. I'm
Okay.
inspired by Czech. I really like his channel because he
Okay.
really just it's not all about the girls, right? He really
Right.
gets in culture. And granted, his Spanish is excellent. My Spanish is how's your Spanish? You good? Or
I'm not conversational, but I do practice every day, so it can be better. But I'm trying to learn. Definitely.
yeah, I got a teacher from Colombia, bro. She's $5 an hour.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah, 3 times a week. Um,
Nice.
she's really good. I'll give you the info later.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Excellent
So she
English.
does it like over Skype or something.
Yeah. hmm
Okay. Okay.
Through this app. It's called Preply. So they have teachers of foreign languages on this app.
Uh huh.
But some people charge a lot though, up to 50, 60 an hour. But I
Oh
don't know.
shit.
Yeah, yeah, bro. They're getting paid, and they live in these countries overseas. Uh, but no, her English is excellent. And Spanish
Oh,
is excellent. So she's really good, bro. $5 an
okay. $5 an hour. And how often do you use her service a week?
On my first month, I did 5 days a week. It was intense.
Okay, good. I might need to do something like that.
I
I
paid a
might
hundred.
just need to do like maybe every other week for like 4 hours and just like knock it out that way.
Now I do 3 days a week. So we'll do $60 a month. I get uh 12 classes. Three.
Okay.
Yeah. Um, and if I'm busy that month, it's cool, man, because you could buy classes and then space them out.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
do 2 a week sometimes, 3 a week sometimes, one if I'm really busy. Yeah.
Okay. So for $60 you get 12 classes?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. Please send me her information.
yeah, bro. Because now I'm conversational. I've been doing it for
Okay.
about a year. Uh, yeah, I don't really use a translator when I go to Colombia, bro, which blows my mind now. It's not perfect, but I know enough to have conversations.
Hay que habla idioma es muy importante. Thank you, Strictly Travel. Yes, you're right. Uh,
Yeah,
hay que habla NL. Okay. So
speak the language.
you're absolutely right. The Spanish is very important when you're speaking to these women or people in general, and going
hmm
to these foreign countries, you want to know Spanish for safety reasons and not to get ripped off too.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So would you say that that's one of the traps? I mean, that's a common one, right? Guys not knowing the language or even the basics, just
Hmm.
the basics. Hola, cómo estás? The basic introductory phrases.
Right.
Um, and then not knowing anybody. I think not knowing anyone in that country or not having guidance.
Right.
I would reach out to you for Mexico because I haven't been there well, Tijuana, but I haven't been to Guadalajara and all these other places.
Right.
Um, and I think that's a big thing, man. I don't know. I think a lot of guys just go places and try to be lone rangers and just try to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
They get into trouble. And
Absolutely. And it's okay to be a lone ranger, but you have to be experienced. But it does help if you know somebody or you know like something about that place that you have an advantage. Okay.
right.
For example, if I'm gonna go to Bolivia, which is far as hell, like what is it about Bolivia that I would want to see?
Yeah, have somewhat of an itinerary.
Right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I had that in one of my other videos. You just reminded me. Have a plan because when you go overseas, you can kind of just get into stuff if you don't know what you're
Right.
doing and get carried away.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I find that if you meet a girl, the dangerous ones can just kind of try to take the wheel and tell you what you're gonna do. Like, oh, we're gonna go here, we're gonna do this,
Mm-hmm.
or hey, why don't I come over with my friend? And guys don't know, you know.
Absolutely. Never go to a place with a girl, uh, especially for the first time. You don't do that. Uh, you know, because now you're completely out of your element of barrier safety. At least
Exactly.
if she's in your place, you do have a barrier of safety for the most part. But if she takes you somewhere else, it's hard to abort the mission.
That's a good one, man. It was a couple months ago. There was a guy in Medellin that was robbed uh, by gunpoint.
Oh,
It was
oh
a
man.
girl. Yeah, Andre. You know Andre, Love Crossing Borders.
Yes, I need to reach out to him for some other information, but he's a cool brother. He's the
Yeah.
only one out of all the men that praise Colombia, it's really two, him and Los, that has actually married a Colombian woman.
Right. Yep. And lives there in Cali. Right. Mhm.
Hmm.
But he was reviewing the story about how a guy got in a taxi with a girl, went to her place, and there was guys waiting there to rob him, and it was just crazy. And he ended up getting in a scuffle. They had guns drawn on him, but you know, I don't know. I
Mm,
care about his life because he still fought them, and he was able to get out of the situation.
that's crazy. No way.
Yeah, bro. It's, there was gunshots and everything, man. I think he shot one of the guys or something. He was able to get the gun, bro. Crazy story. Uh,
Now, I'm not gonna lie. For travel vets going to like Colombia, it's usually you have some real good street awareness. Okay.
right.
Because, for me, I grew up in the suburbs and, my street awareness is not on point compared to somebody that grew up in the hood. And
Right.
so when I went to Guayaquil, Ecuador, I realized like, all right, cool. This ain't even on Mexico safety. Like it is somewhat dangerous, but again, it's only in certain areas. But as long as you mind your business and you don't bring attention to yourself, like, how you mentioned no papaya, you're good
Yeah.
over there as well.
Yeah. Um. No, this comment. This guy said, Ozzy said, don't go to red light in Lima, Peru. I want to go to Lima, Peru as well. I didn't
I
know.
got I got videos on Peru, Lima, Peru. What I can tell you about Lima, you've been to Santa Monica, right? Since you lived in LA?
Yeah, of course.
Santa Monica 2.0 in Lima. Gorgeous, overlooking the ocean.
Wow.
You have like, these cliffs. Yeah. Clean neighborhoods. Miraflores is definitely a vibe. Now, I would say this take an antibiotic because I got traveler's food poison.
Oh no.
Oh, right.
What? Oh, that's terrible. While you were there?
Yeah, so
Man.
I was eating like a lot of raw seafood over there, and like my stomach was just not taking it well, man. So, so um, if
Bro,
if you're
no,
gonna
no.
if you're gonna eat the seafood in Lima, I would go cook seafood. Hmm.
Mm, okay, that's a good point. So you've been
Not to cut you off. I'm just gonna read this comment. I'm gonna be cutting my hair soon. My girl wants me to cut it, so no braids.
uh
Yeah, I got a hair transplant, so you know,
yo, really?
yeah, yes, in Tijuana, Mexico for 3K.
How long ago?
This was damn. January is going on 2 years. 2 years now.
And that's all your hair though, but
This
that
is all my hair, all natural, all natural. And I send 4 other brothers to the same transplant guy, and they had all great results. And so one of them, he's a YouTuber. He's like, "Don't mention me yet." He wants to come on like after like 6 months, and we're gonna do a
Mhm.
live stream to talk about his transplant. And I'm gonna show the before and after. So I will break that down. I've been meaning to do that, and I kind of been lazy doing it. But if you need one, FYI Tijuana, or if you know of somebody that needs one for
Yo,
3K,
wow. It worked.
it worked.
You got more
Like,
hair. You got more hair than me, bro.
oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
I
yeah.
got tired of doing like the fibers because you're gonna laugh at this, but it's the truth. I said, okay, I can only vlog in certain angles, right? So I'm like, yo, I'm getting tired of this shit, man.
Dude,
And then
yo.
and then when I did my lives, it would have to like be when I had a fresh cut. And so you'll put the because it was my corners that was really weak. My corners were shot.
Oh, like the corners of your hair?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So after a week, it kind of looked like, Mickey Mouse. And so people
Oh,
can tell. And so one of my boys got the transplant, and he was like, "Bro, just go ahead and do it." And so I ended up doing it. He
yeah, man. It
convinced
looks
me.
good, bro. That's 2 years?
2 years. January would be 2 years. Yes.
Yeah. What
Uh
is it?
huh.
What is this comment saying? Is that true?
Yeah, I was interested in the hair transplant. I heard you got to take finasteride for the rest of your life, or the bald will continue. No, I don't have to take finasteride for the rest of my life. I mean, you can, but I don't. I'm just I'm natural now, man. All the way natural. Just wake up, shampoo, conditioner, all that good stuff. Oils. Yeah, that's what works for me. So
Dang, okay, yeah, man. That's I had a homeboy that just went to Turkey to get his done. It
okay,
looked like it's working. It was about the same price, similar, but included room and board.
okay, yeah, yeah. That's a good deal. So
Yeah.
you want to go to Lima,
Right.
and
Yeah.
yeah, Lima is cool. Now, one thing I will say about Lima, make sure you go when the weather is good. So it's
Mm,
weird. Their summers are like our winters. So I think if you go there now, the weather's going to be really good.
mm.
But
Okay.
I think anytime after March, that's when the weather is really cold.
Okay. Lima. Did you go to
Mm-hmm.
Machu Picchu?
No, I didn't, but that's only a 45-minute flight, and I hear that place is really amazing. I went to a desert area about an hour or two south of Lima. You're definitely going to want to do that excursion. That place is pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been to several countries in Latin America.
Yeah, a lot of people just think, Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. I mean, most of my content is in Mexico, but if you scroll through my channel, like I do have videos of going to other places. The most real notable recently was Spain. Um, I love Barcelona. I loved Madrid. Spain was definitely a vibe, and it's very affordable. It's not out of the price range as most people think it is. It's a lot cheaper than the United States and Spain.
I noticed a lot of Colombians moving there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let me say that correctly. Their sugar daddies are moving them there. They get these older guys from Europe to move them over there. I know at least
Oh man, yeah,
man, starting
yeah,
uh,
right,
uh El Sugar Daddy.
yeah, yeah. Azúcar de papi.
Oh my gosh, bro. Man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know. It feels like as things are moving forward, pay for play is just getting crazy. It's like so many of them are
Well, now you have guys. Not to cut you off. I mean, they're now
yeah,
escort coaching, teaching you how to riz prostitutes in Colombia
bro.
now.
It's yeah, it's getting out of control, man. Um,
So, what's your thoughts, really quick, on the pay for play, man? I'm happy you brought that up.
I think I don't know. It's weird. Like it initially, I really wasn't into it as far as advising guys to do that,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm kind of indifferent because I feel
Okay.
like I've heard arguments for it where I haven't been able to really like. Okay, I get it,
Mm-hmm.
but I think in the long run, it's not something that guys should continue or aspire to do or brag about or like be showing these girls on social media or be proud
Right.
because it's just kind of weird, in my opinion. It's just kind of because the truth is, honestly, okay, the argument is, yeah, okay, they all cost and they all charge, but I see it like if I'm going to be doing something that's fun, she's going to come along doing something that I was going to do anyways.
Right.
She's kind of just a companion or along for the ride. Uh, but yeah, I don't really, yeah, bro. I mean, I personally don't really support it,
Uh huh.
but I don't criticize anyone that does it either.
Right. Well, my stance on it, I used to be a former, monger, as I mentioned
Right.
earlier, and there's nothing wrong with it. But
Mhm.
if you're seeking companionship, you gotta end that bad habit of doing that,
Right.
because, as you mentioned earlier in the stream, you don't want to become that Western Union poppy. And what happens, a lot of girls, because you want to have more time with them, they have no problem asking you for money because they're a prostitute and they know
Man,
that a sucker would give them money. Whereas a girl that's not, she's not going to hit you up for money. Okay.
right.
Now, your girlfriend, your wife, that's something totally different. Okay. Because you're vested in that relationship and you guys are committed. So I hate when they try to use the analogy that you pay either way. Like, no, I'm paying because this is mine and she's exclusive to me. Whereas you're paying by the hour for an act. That is the difference.
Yeah. Big difference. And I like what you said right there, where part of the main issue about it that gets to me, like I said, I'm kind of indifferent towards it, but the thing I don't like is guys lie to themselves.
Uh
They
huh.
treat the whole situation as if the girl is theirs.
Uh huh.
I've seen this a lot. This is not just a one-time thing. In Cartagena and Medellin, I know guys that get into it with other guys like, oh no, that's my chick. And I'm looking at them,
Ooh.
That's everybody's chick. guys, guys walking holding hands with chicks, like,
Uh-huh.
popular pros at restaurants, and I'm looking at them like, bro, this is crazy.
Right.
You
Mm-hmm.
understand what is going on here? Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's really my issue with it. It's just guys take it to another level, man, and they fall into this fantasy. I get it. The girls are good though. They'll sell that fantasy, They'll sell it. They'll act like they like you. They'll
Right.
act like you're special. You're different from the other customers.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
she just trying to get a meal and get paid. That's all she's doing. She wants dinner too, with takeout.
Mm-hmm. And
Right.
the thing is, she will have an actual boyfriend that's not paying anything on the side. Oh.
Nothing, and that's the part that gets me, bro. It's just ah,
Mm-hmm.
and the, the low.
Now, to segment a little bit, what's your thoughts on like online dating? Do you do the Tinder or the Bumble, or you're just more
Uh,
organic? I get it out on the fly and just trying to meet girls when I'm out.
um, Now initially, 2 years ago when I first started going to Colombia, I did do Tinder
Mm-hmm.
because I was kind of new to it, and then I saw over time how it just became like 95% pros.
Repeat that one more time. Let the audience know that.
95% pros. And
And that's in Cartagena and Medellin.
oh, absolutely. I might be
Oh,
lowballing it.
okay, you heard it, man. Cartagena, Medellin. If you go use the Tinder,
Bro, oh
95% pros. Continue.
bro. Even the ones who say they're not, I would call them semi-pros. They still are. They're just
Mm-hmm.
trying, they're slick. They're trying to play it both ways, right? The
Mm-hmm.
categories, depending on how you present yourself.
And let's break that down because, in my opinion, what they're gonna say is, well, if you want me to come see you, I'm gonna need you to pay me some money because I have to pay for a babysitter. That's one way they'll
Right.
finesse it.
Yep. That's yeah, there you go. There's
And
all kinds.
then you send her the money, whether it's, I don't know, Remedy or something like that,
Right?
and she doesn't even show up for the date.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How they'll do it, man. I mean, they're slick, bro. Or you do that. She shows up for the day and then asks for a gift after. So
Ooh.
you're not even. It's this slick, man. They're slick. They got all type of tricks up their sleeves, bro. Uh, but yeah, the dating apps. Nah, I found myself not really using them like that. Now Bumble, I think is a little bit better.
Okay.
I found there to be more regular chicks on there, but
Okay.
it's not cheap. Bumble's like $60 a month, bro. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Tinder's like 20. I think it's $20 or something like that. Um, but on there too, man, there's some on there. I go through Instagram. It's a little bit harder. I
Mm-hmm.
send messages out to girls through Instagram. I found that to work for me.
Nice. So we're gonna talk about that really quick after I read this comment. And if you guys want to support your boy, hit the Cash App. I would appreciate it. It's crazy, man. My channel's been monetized like for the longest, and like I just had some old like live stream videos, and they got me for hate speech, man. And
What? Really? So what?
and so I'm just suspended until February, and I can't wait for February to get here, and then I'll be remonetized again. But normally, super chatting is not a problem. But anyways, for some people,
For
oh
some,
my bad, for someone who have lived in Latin America for over 20 years and knowing the culture, only pros and leftovers use Tinder in Latin America.
brutal.
Oh,
Brutal.
brutal. Strictly travel. I appreciate that, man. But
Man,
you're
strictly
right.
out here. You keeping it 100 out here, man. Shout
Hmm.
out to Strictly Travel, man. Um,
Right.
and I found that to be true even more as time goes along, it just gets worse and worse and worse. It gets worse,
Mm-hmm.
man, because guys are overpaying. Keep hearing about this stuff. They'll give a girl double for not stealing from them. It's weird, bro. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. Uh, I was at the club in Cartagena.
Uh-huh.
My homeboys was trying to talk to a girl, and she told him like $250 US. I was like, what? What?
Oh.
And this was a girl. She's pretty, Afro Latina, a girl that one of my other homeboys used to date. She was a regular girl the year before. She was in a
Uh-huh.
serious relationship with one of my other homeboys. Now she in them streets. She saw him
Damn.
buy a bottle. That's why she figured, oh, let me get this guy 250.
Uh-huh.
Insane, bro. That's
And
a
so,
month's salary.
right. And so what happened?
Nah, he was pissed. He didn't do it. He kicked her out the section.
Okay. Smart.
'Cause- yeah.
Now, I know you like Colombia, but another place where where you can meet more regular women is Bogota. What's your thoughts on Bogota?
Bogota. I only went once. I was only there for 2 days.
Okay.
And that was to see a girl that I knew from Barranquilla. I actually like Barranquilla. But this girl I was dating in Barranquilla is in college in Bogota.
Okay.
So I had a layover there for 2 days. So I went to hang out with her.
Mm-hmm.
Got to go back. I've heard good things about it though, man. I've heard a lot of girls know English. They're more educated. It's not as many like the pro culture. It's there, but it's not like Medellin and Cartagena. Yeah.
Right.
Then
So I put Barranquilla. I did a video not too long ago, the top 5 places to date outside of Medellin, Colombia, and Barranquilla was one of them.
Wait, what was it called? What was it titled?
Top 5 places to date. I'm gonna put it in the chat, but the top 5 places to date outside of Medellin.
Yeah. No, that's yeah.
Barranquilla was one of them. Finally got a super chat. Appreciate you, man. Who came? Let's see. I'm trying to figure out the name of this person that super chatted. Omni Oasis. Oh, Strictly Travel, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. I got it. But really quick, so what was your experience dating in Barranquilla?
No, Barranquilla was nice, man. I was dating another Afro Latin chick.
Mm-hmm.
Really. Well, she is talking to an older white guy now.
Oh,
that's another story. And she told me, yeah, she felt this. I would categorize her as a sugar baby, but she says she's in a relationship, so whatever.
The next question, is she a single mom or no?
No.
Okay.
It kind of shocked me because she was from a good family. Her dad was an engineer, mom was a lawyer. College, she worked at a hospital. 22, I think she's 23 now. But she told me her friend had a sugar daddy. I think she was influenced by her friend. She would have dated me, but I mean, seriously, but I didn't live there. You know, I was there for a month.
Right. Okay.
And one time she told me, oh yeah, I'm just out here messing with girls and I just want to have fun and I'm not serious.
Yeah, a lot of them are going to think like that, but as long as... Oh, go ahead, my bad.
At the time, I was actually only talking to her. That's the irony of it, right? But it's in her mind, she just figured I had the option to talk to multiple girls. So
right.
Yeah.
And so briefly talk about Barranquilla, because I said, hey, you know, if you really like Colombia, Barranquilla is good because it's very diverse. I mean, you got
Yeah,
white Spanish, you got brown, you got black, like it's everything there, but
everything, bro.
a lot of people don't like it because it's really hot. And I get it, it is hot. Okay. Um but I don't
Yeah,
think you don't have to filter through like the non-pros and the semi-pros in Barranquilla
right,
compared
right.
to other places in Colombia. So what's your thoughts on it?
Well, that's because there's not a heavy expat community there because they don't have like American clubs and bars. It's really, really Latin. So unlike
Mm-hmm.
Cartagena and Medellin, they it's really Spanish. I was just there 2 months ago. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Everywhere is just strictly Spanish, and it's slower pace. So guys will say, "Yeah, it's boring," because they're looking for an American club, plays hip hop and American bars and pros walking on the beach like Cartagena.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to put in any work. But if you have somewhat of a social circle, there's a few guys that live out there. You have a good
Right.
time. You have a good time. They have a beach, Killy Beach. Super.
Yes. And I don't even see brothers blogging on
Yeah,
Kilimanjaro, man. Like
yeah, yeah, man. They got the festival. They got it in February. They got that every year.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's- Everyone from all over South America comes. It's the second biggest after Brazil.
Okay.
Uh, nah, it's dope, man. Like you said, the girls are beautiful, and it's a lot of regular girls,
Right.
educated. A lot of girls are speak decent English, or like it's starting to become a thing.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They'll get offended if you talk that pro talk. Like if you come out there
An
trying to,
expert.
hey,
Right.
they'll
Mm-hmm.
definitely get offended. Uh,
And that's why I try to tell guys like, look, man, don't come with that American entitlement that you can buy women or any girl in Latin America. They'll get highly offended. Um, but the arrogance of some of these individuals, oh no, they're poor and they'll just take money because they're poor. And I'm like, no, absolutely not. Um, yeah, they will tell you straight up, you know, I'm not a prostitute. Like, what are you doing? How, well, you know, you're disrespecting me. So that's good that you don't have that mindset. Uh, you know,
no, man. I always try to just influence guys to build, genuine connections. And this is, at the
hmm
end of the day, even a lot of guys that go to Monger, they eventually do want something consistent.
hmm
They do. What
hmm
they don't realize is it's not like a light switch. You can't just decide to do it. You have to get in that mindset,
hmm
and you gotta start to know the areas, start to network with people, um, start to learn the language. Uh, and you can't because when you're in that pro mindset, seeking that type of relationship for a long time, like you said, you you end up trying to be like arrogant or entitled, and they can sense that. They can sense,
right.
oh, okay, this guy is just, and they'll treat you like that. Some probably will take the money, like, okay, no, I'll take your money and go hang out with. I'll tell you, like the girl I used to talk about IKEA, she's with the older guy. I see.
Yeah. And so did you meet her there in Barranquilla or the dating app or give us a
No,
rundown really quick?
I actually met her off of Bumble. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, so she was a regular one off of Bumble. And she ended up being cool. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it just
Wow.
so you can Tinder. I would say no. Bumble
Right.
is 50-50. Is kind of because they're on there too, but there's regular girls, and then if you're in Barranquilla, it's a much better chance of regular girls being on Bumble. Uh,
Right. Right.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So in the future, and we're gonna close up soon and do final closing thoughts.
Yeah.
Um, are you leaning more towards, you know, casual and then maybe something more serious, or now your focus is trying to establish a serious relationship with the girl?
Yeah, definitely. That's why I was asking you how you set up
Okay.
your situation because
Hmm.
yeah, that's why I've been taking Spanish seriously,
Good.
and that's why I spent the time to get this remote tech job, right?
Nice.
So I could set up and try to travel, but I want to do a little bit more traveling. I want to check out Mexico. I don't
Good.
want to isolate myself to Colombia, especially because I'm conversational in Spanish now.
Hmm.
I know I can kind of move through different places a lot better, smoother. Uh, but yeah,
Okay.
man, I'm at that point. I'm not saying I won't date other girls. Obviously, I'm not gonna just jump on the first one I think has potential, right?
Right.
Gotta-
Okay. No, that's good.
chameleon.
And like I said, for me, it was the frequency, the obviously the type of girl. And you know, when I've dated my girl is definitely not materialistic.
Mm,
Even some of the things that I do buy, she's always like looking for a deal, and I appreciate that. I'm like, well, you don't want that one?
mm,
Like, no, I can get 3 for 2 or for 20 or 5 for 30. So she's always humble in that aspect. Um, and like I said, I'm able to see her on a continuous basis. And you know, my girl is 25 and she wants to have the family, and you know, she's really hinting that. And so I said, all right, man, you know, 4 years of dating, and you know, I would say the last 2.5 years has been very serious, and you know, me committing to her. And so it takes time, but once you figure out the character and the characteristics and that meets your requirements, then that's when you lead in full force.
does she speak English at all?
Very little. It's
Okay.
all Spanish, and that's why I want to get my Spanish up. But I can still communicate with her fairly in Spanish. It's when I need to have like a serious conversation, that's when I gotta bust out the translator.
What was it uh, about her that made you, see her as serious potential?
Right. So for me, it's, you know, her personality, good morals, good ethics, um, very submissive and feminine.
Nice.
That's
Yeah.
what really sealed the deal. Um, Good communication, always, hey, I just want to see you. You know, we can just lay up and watch movies all day and cuddle. And so she really appreciates that. And that's very important to me, you know, as a man. Like, okay, other girls in the past, I noticed I would have to constantly like kind of entertain them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
That's
that gets tiring after a while, right?
yeah.
Uh, you know, with her, it's I'm happy to go right along with your plan, whatever it is. So we do excursions all day, and a lot of my videos, you'll see her, you know, doing the excursions with me. She's down with it. So,
Nice.
man,
Is your
uh,
camera?
yeah, man, I don't know what the hell is going on with this. I'm
Oh
not
man.
liking that. But yeah, you know, like I said, with her, you know, I took my time, and I think she knows, like, okay, um, yes, he can have other options, but I'm going to be respectful and appreciative of him. And you know, I've never had an issue. We never really had like any serious fights or anything. Now, again, when we start living with each other, that's going to be a whole nother element. But you know, I'm
Yeah.
prepared for that.
Man, did you want to open up the panel, or you want to do that on the next one?
Yeah, let's do it on the next one. You know, we got 2 hours in.
Oh yeah, dang, yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, man, time flies. Final closing thoughts. What do you got? What do you got for us, man?
Yeah, overall, I would say if anyone wants to travel, they should book a consultation with you, man. Overall,
Okay.
yeah, I saw you got the link up there. Book a consultation with QB,
Right.
and you give out great information, man. I watch your videos and I'm subscribed as well.
Okay. Let me put your channel back in the chat again as we end this so people can sub to your channel.
Yeah. Yeah, man. My final thoughts is, fellas, just be safe out there. Check out my YouTube clips if you're going to Colombia. I
Mm-hmm.
a lot of information on how to stay safe, how to not simp, how to not be a Western Union poppy, how to not get robbed and caught up. And really just, use your head.
Right, right. The big head. Not
Yeah,
that
big
head.
head. Use I mean, it's
Right,
like
right.
if you go overseas and you're not too thirsty, you'll do the right things.
Right. Make sure you check out when you go to Kobe's channel. You have to check out on how not to get finessed. That's one of his best videos. So if you're going to Colombia, watch that video. It's very important. He gives some great tips, and I appreciate him for doing that. As for me, QB Passport Flexing, thank you guys for watching this all the way to the end. If you want to support me, hit the Cash App. Tomorrow I'll have a roast on this YouTuber. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. But Playa del Carmen video is coming out next week. It's gonna be lit. Nice. You guys go check that out. So until then, I'm gonna holler at you guys later.
All right.
And